Yeah, that's correct. You read the title correctly. I lost these people's dogs while I was dog sitting. Oh! Let's get into it. I don't even know where to start. So we're gonna take this back to when I was about 15 years old, girl. These people from my church, they had asked my parents like, hey, can Tiffany babysit my kids and also watch our 2 dogs? And they was like, oh yeah, cool. I'm thinking, okay, 2 kids, 2 dogs, that sound like too much, but they was paying, so say less. And if you're watching this, hey, we can laugh about it now. Anyways. They wanted me to watch the kids and the dogs for, I think it was like 4 days. It was like almost a week. So I'm like, okay, it's cool, say less. I got there like 5:45 in the morning, didn't leave until about 5 o'clock p.m. So a good 12 hours with the kids and the dogs. So I get there on the very first day. I'm thinking, okay, this is cool, this is great. I'm talking with the kids. The kids wasn't too small. They was like old enough to like make their own little cereal or something if they needed to be, but they wasn't a little small. We watching shows, we playing games, reading books. We're having a good time. So I went to go check on the dogs and look outside. The dogs are in a gate, right? The backyard has a gate. Let's remember that. So I look outside the dogs, they're having a good time. I said, woo, this is cool. Everybody cool, this easy money. We all chilling, we having a good time. All of a sudden, the little girl asked, hey, can you make me some lunch or whatever? I'm like, sure, no problem. So I go to the kitchen, and mind you, at the kitchen, there's a window to look out and look at the dogs. So I go to grab the food. I happen to look outside the window. Like, oh, the dogs are gone. The dogs are gone! I'm like, oh my gosh, the dogs are gone, girl. I'm looking all the way in the backyard. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm talking to the kids like, where your dogs at? They're like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, the dogs are not there. And they're like, oh my gosh, not Choochie and Pink Pink. And I'm like, oh, Choochie and Pink Pink, they gone. So I run outside real quick, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm looking in the backyard like, there's no gate open. There's no hole dug. Where are these dogs? So I'm freaking out. So I grab the kids, we run outside, we go out to the front yard. Cause I'm like, let me go see where these dogs are. I see them literally up the street. And I'm like, Choochie, Pink Pink, get down here now. And they both looking at me, wagging their tail, just having a good time. The kids is like, come back, Choochie, Pink Pink, come back, come back. Like they're yelling, I'm yelling, we're making a scene. At this point, people are coming outside of their house. Like, what's going on over there? What is going on? I'm like, Choochie, Pink Pink, come here. So I start kind of walking briskly towards them up the hill. They take off sprinting. They're gone. They're gone. All of a sudden, the kids is breaking out in tears. Not Choochie, not Pink Pink. They gone, man, they gone. I had the biggest pit in my stomach. Cause I'm like, they asked me to watch 2 kids, 2 dogs. The 2 dogs are already gone. What about the 2 kids now? So I'm like, oh my gosh, why did they trust me with this? Why? So I take the kids inside. I'm like, you know what? Finish eating your lunch. Don't even worry about it. Let's just calm down. I was like, I promise I'm gonna get your dogs back. I promise. Why did I promise those kids that knowing good and well that these dogs is gone? I don't know. I don't know. So I'm letting them eat their food. I'm trying to distract them and everything. I'm pacing back and forth because like I said, I was there for 12 hours. At this point, it probably had to be about 2 o'clock p.m. and their mom and dad wasn't coming home until 5. So I had 3 hours to get these dogs back. So I'm like, oh my freaking God. I'm like, I lost their dogs. The kids are crying. The money is about to be gone, baby. Like, they about to kick me out of here and never again. So then I'm like, okay. So I'm like, you know what, y'all, I have to get y'all dogs. Like, I have to get them. So I was like, let's just go on a walk. Let's go on a walk. We go back outside. I'm about to take them on a walk to go find these dogs, which is insane. So we go back outside at this point, and the dogs, they're coming back down the hill. They're coming back towards the house. And I'm like, oh, Choochie, Pink Pink. And the little kids is like, Choochie, Pink Pink, oh my gosh, like, come here, come here. And first, I see the 2 dogs at first. And then I see like 5 or 6 more dogs around them. So you're telling me y'all the neighborhood gangsters. Y'all be escaping from y'all gates, running the town while your owners are at work. Not these 2 dogs was the ringleaders. What the heck? So I see this group of dogs just having a field day in the freaking street. I'm like, Choochie, Pink Pink, get here now. And the kids just Choochie, Pink Pink, Choochie, Pink Pink. At this point, you know, it's summertime. So there's people outside and there's other kids like, oh my gosh, there's dogs everywhere. And I'm like, why are there 6, 7 dogs just in the street running them up? Like, this is not okay. So I go chasing after them again. Come back here. And they run off. They're gone again. And I'm like, that's it. They're not coming back. They're not gonna come back. At this point, it's about 4 o'clock. I have 1 more hour until the parents come home. The kids are asking, Miss Tiffany, will we see our dogs again? I'm like, baby, I don't know. But one thing about it, you're not gonna see me again. Once your dad come home at 5 o'clock, this is the last day you're gonna see me, babe. Like, this is the last day. So I'm shaking in my boots, shaking, scared as heck. I keep looking outside, walking outside. The dogs are nowhere to be found. I'm like, this is absolutely insane. I don't even know how they even got out because the gate was closed. There was no way that they can get out, y'all. The kids are sad. I'm trying to hype them up. It's 4:45. I'm like, wow, okay. I get a text message from their mom. We're on our way back home. And I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm done for. I'm done for. So at this point, I'm sitting there just waiting. I'm waiting for my demise because I just know for a fact that they about to tear me a new one. How I lose your 2 dogs too? So y'all, here the time came, 4:59. I heard the garage door go up. They're here. Oh! And one thing about kids, they always run their mouth. I wanted to be the one to tell them that the dog was lost. I didn't want the kids to yak their mouths. I had to tell them off front. So it was like slow motion. The doorknob turns, door opens. First, the mom comes through first. And they're like, Mommy! And they all hug her, they're having a good time. She's like, oh, how was it? Like, we had so much fun with Miss Tiff. I'm just like, okay, I gotta tell her before the kids start yapping. She was like, I really appreciate everything that you've done for them. They look like they had a good time. They did all their work. They've been reading. They really love you. We really appreciate you, Tiffany. We really appreciate you. I feel so bad. So at this point, we're standing in the kitchen. The window to the backyard is right there. If she turns, she's gonna see that she has no dogs in the backyard. So I look out there, no dogs, and I say, we're gonna call her Miss Water Bottle. I'm like, Miss Water Bottle? She's like, yes, Tiffany. I'm like, I'm sorry to tell you this, but your dogs are, she's like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, the little boy, Pink, Pink, Lulu, whatever the dog's name was, Pink, Pink, Lulu, Zing, Zing. And I turn, the dogs are back in the gate. They literally jumped over the gate, came back. They knew. The dogs came back at 5 o'clock on the dot. So she's like, oh yeah, my dogs, how were they? Were they good? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, they was good. My heart is beating 18 miles a minute. Cause I'm like, I thought I lost y'all's dogs for good, for life. Whole time, these dogs jump the fence right at a good, 8 o'clock in the morning once the parents leave. Run the streets crazy and then jump over the fence at 5 o'clock. Are you kidding me? I'm like, oh, this is insane. This is insane. The kids didn't say nothing while I was there, but I'm sure they might have said something, after they had left. They hired me back for the next like 4, 5, 6 days, and the dogs did the exact same thing. Right at 8 o'clock, jumped the fence, ran the neighborhood ragged, was the talk of the city with the other dogs, and then right at 5 o'clock, jumped back over the fence before the parents saw. And I'm like, that is insane. That's something that y'all should have told me because I thought I lost your dogs for life. But anyways, yeah. That was basically it. I lost their dogs, but they came back. Thank God, because that would have been my first and last day. Y'all hear me? First and last. My life is truly a movie, truly. I have story times for days, y'all. Let me know if y'all want to know any more. But y'all, that is the story. Leave me one of your funny story times in the comment section down below because I want to read it. I want to see what y'all got going on because I know I can't be the only one, hopefully. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and that's it. That's all. And that's Tiff. And I will see you next time. Bye!